They brew that back in the stock room there at Aldi.
Tastes like it.
Yeah.
No, yeah. It's tasty. Nice little heify. Here you go. You can have it back now.
Oh,
Gosh. Yeah, let's see here.
Very drinkable.
Beer, yeah. Drinkability. Okay, so we've got our beers ready. We've got the table rounded up. We've got the podcast started recording. And we've got the gentleman from Ogma Brewing here in their facility, the future Ogma Brewing in downtown Jackson. We're going to be talking with them a little bit today. I'm Dave. I'm just facilitating this conversation with these guys because they're big on beer, but timid on words. Mm-hmm. They don't know how to do all this fancy podcasting stuff. Well, they kind of do.
No,
they know how to talk.
Barely. Thanks for being here, Dave.
You're welcome.
Yeah, man. Still learning how to talk, actually.
See, we got them talking now. Okay, maybe a couple more beers in and they'll loosen up a little bit. All right, so you guys are opening a brewery in downtown Jackson. Can you explain why you're doing this crazy thing and what it is and what kind of things people can expect?
Sure. Let's take a shot at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You start, Andrew.
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, for starters, we're all from here. We've all left at one point and came back. So it's kind of I don't know. It feels good to give back to a place that provided for you when you were growing up.
Very cool. Yeah. And Troy, what about the beer? What do you have a vision for the beer?
Oh, just jumping right into that already.
Mm-hmm. This is a quick little overview before we get to the Kickstarter rewards.
Okay.
Sure.
For me, I came from a brewery in Marshall, Michigan, Dark Horse Brewing Company. And there we always kind of brewed a lot of non-traditional beers, I guess you could say. Ones that are high in flavor and some that are high in alcohol as well. Because of that, I think that over the years, I've just kind of gotten accustomed to drinking those, but also have kind of gotten an affinity for drinking more beer. So I've wanted to focus more on sessionable beers. Mm-hmm. So, just having a lot of different styles, not pigeonholing ourselves into one specific style and having fun with it and making some sessionable beers that we can enjoy, some light and crispy pale ales and all the way up to some bigger full body beers, stouts, imperial stouts, barrel aged stuff. Just having a plethora of different stuff, but making it unique to us.
I was telling Andrew maybe something like Zima.
Yeah. I think we'll try that. I mean, that'll probably be
next summer's hit.
The trend.
The LaCroix of
the
beer.
New trend.
The LaCroix.
They're already making hoppy seltzer water or whatever. So.
Ew.
Yeah.
Gross.
And Kevin, we are in the space right now. You can hear it's a little echoey. There's not much in here. What is this? What are you going to do to this place?
It's pretty empty right now, but the bones are they're gnarly. We've got a rad spot to work with. So as it sits right now, I mean, with what we got to offer as far as the type of culture we're going to bring in here with the music, the artwork, kind of everything that we've kind of experienced throughout travel and throughout life in general. It's going to reflect a lot of that, it's just going to be a homey spot, and that's what we're going for. Hopefully everybody in Jackson County and surrounding is going to be our homies and want to come here and experience something that's outside of the norm, which is, I think everybody knows what that is, especially in Jackson. Mm-hmm. But it's going to be a lot of skateboard culture, a lot of music. It's going to be dope. I mean, that's about as much as I can say.
Very cool. So this sounds like a pretty big vision. How do you guys look to kind of pull this thing off? What's your plans? Like, when are you opening? Mm-hmm. Like next week?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
As you can see, we're good to go here.
Yeah.
We're ready to go.
Fully funded.
Nope. Originally we were aiming for the summer of 2019, and as things go, as usual, it's taken a little bit longer. So we've got a goal set for October, November of 2019. So we've kind of recalibrated our plan and our agenda to hit that. So hopefully you'll have a nice Halloween party here or something like that.
Yeah, and a lot of people
to kick it off.
A lot of people really want to get involved. So let's move on to the part where we talk about how people can really help, how they can, get you some money or help kickstart this thing, get it going. You're doing a Kickstarter?
Yeah,
we are.
Man.
Nice. And what are the plans for that?
It's a big part of this really has always been about community, and there's a lot of people that have expressed interest in supporting us in various ways, and obviously money is a huge part of getting something going, but not everybody has an extra $5,000 to drop. Here's your seed money. So the Kickstarter is really a way for people that have a few extra bucks to get involved in some way. So, everyone's familiar with Kickstarter and how it works, but, we really wanted to, make people aware of that and, express some excitement over what we're offering as sort of just a token, a thank you for reaching out and, helping us, get this thing off the ground.
So as people are listening to this right now, the Kickstarter should be going on or will be going on soon, and they can probably see the rewards on there. But can you talk a little bit about like what kind of things people can expect and why that stuff is cool? Yeah,
well, I think it's cool because it really gives you an opportunity to be a piece of the beginning for something that that's ultimately going to be in this community and for you to enjoy and hang out with your buddies and have a good time. So as far as rewards go, with the Kickstarter, it starts off with like basic stuff, just anything helps. So, we're big on acknowledging any type of help, even like handwritten letters, and just, if you're starting off with $5 that you can throw us, that means a lot to us. So just taking the time to thank people for that publicly is kind of, where we're starting with that. But.
Yeah. So even though the numbers may change at the time of this recording, can you kind of give what different levels of support you have?
That's a good idea. Well, if you want to start with sort of our Shoot for the Moon Pro membership and kind of explain what that is.
On the additional kind of what we were kind of rapping about.
Yeah. Well, how about I'll go into the basics of it, and then you can kind of talk about what's happening right now with Josh and some of the artists.
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah. So we realized that mugs are they're a pretty big deal in the craft brewing community. People like them, and we like them. So we decided to go with a mug club membership that's a little bit different than the traditional sense. I mean, it has a lot of similarities, but basically, I've been talking to a couple artists out west that one has actually done some artwork for us for a beer we plan on coming out with. And another actually makes like traditional steins and mugs and uses the other guy's artwork to do that, and various artists. So they're pretty unique. They're pretty cool, pretty heavy metal. We like them. So basically, I guess the Mug Club starts with working with him to design a specific mug that resembles or speaks for Ogma and what we're about and has a unique image on it. And then each member will work with two different artists, or one of the two different artists, to create a more or less like a backdrop for the mug to hang on. And that will be built from like a skateboard, basically. And you'll talk to the artist. I mean, I guess, Kevin, you can probably go into that because you're working with Josh right now.
Yeah,
template for it.
So I mean, the artist that we ended up rolling with were, close friends of ours. They're local artists, and they're just sick. They're fucking super sick, both of them. Josh Abraham and Audra Lockwood. They're, they've been involved in the space before, and they've done some artwork and yada yada. But I'm not going to go into that because I'm getting off track. But so the whole idea behind it is the pro models. I think we decided that we were going to go up to like maybe the first 10. I think 10 to 12. Is that what we're rolling with?
Really, and it is a space issue because if you choose to be a pro model member, you get a physical slot behind our bar,
right.
And there's really only room for 10 to 15.
Yeah, I mean, as we're sitting in the space right now, it's it's to give you guys a reference of where we're at. It's like 22 by 111, so it's we're limited. So it's going to be super special in the sense that it's going to be just limited to 10 to 12. And the whole idea is like picking the two separate artists, Audra and Josh. We're like trying to have a couple different options as far as like Josh is super rad, my super tight line work, depictional, like weird, whimsical, and then Audra's like this crazy, like I don't know. They're two totally different artists. So basically, they'll be able to, the first 10 members will be able to kind of rap with Josh or Audra and see which direction they want to go, and then they'll be able to make that board specific and like cater to what they want on the board, whether it be Josh or Audra. But it's just going to be a pretty gnarly special thing for them first 10 to 12 members.
It's an art piece.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, it's a whole yeah.
And you'll probably be able to check those out right here in the Kickstarter page that we have set up as well. An
example of them, yeah.
We're working with the artist right now actually to create some demos of what these skateboard decks will look like, where your mug will ultimately be positioned in. And to us it's pretty special because these are two local artists. They've both been in or around Jackson, their whole life, and honestly, that's really kind of what this place is about, is just this community in Jackson and art and music and plant life. And, we think that having these boards permanently set behind our bar is really going to enforce sort of that mindset that we're all about this community and the artists and the creators in it.
If I can tie on to that from a beer perspective, I guess people probably want to know what they're going to get. There'll be 24-ounce mugs, so you're going to actually get, a little extra beer in your glass for the same price as a normal pint, which is a bonus. And then also $1 off pours, half off entrees for Mug Club Day. So there's perks to it with that. But I guess the reason why, that's kind of one of our higher tiers is more of that custom nature behind it. It's not just a mug, and it's a little more intimate, working with the artist and whatnot. So
yeah, that's really cool. And that's like around $1,500.
Yes.
Cool. Right. Do you have any other like mug club opportunities, or?
If I had to pick what my favorite one is here, I would go with the 251. It's a little more obtainable for someone like me. But the cool part about any of the Mug Club memberships really is that you get the pre-grand opening invite, which is it's going to be a special event. It's going to be a good family feel thing here. We're finally opening to the public as a brewery, as opposed to an event space, and just all the work that's going to go into that day. I think I wouldn't want to spend it with anyone else and, the people that have kind of been there supporting us from the beginning. So it's going to be that'll be a special night, a lot of good beer going around, a little emotional. It'll be a good night.
Cool. And that's one of the Mug Club member levels, or how does that work?
Right.
250? On
Kickstarter, it's 250. Cool. And then, there's a few after that also includes that pre-grand opening party.
Cool. That's pretty simple, pretty fun. Are there any cheaper options for people?
Yeah, man. I mean, if you've ever done Kickstarter, you know the drill. There's T-shirts, there's hoodies, there's pint glasses, stickers, and the deal with all this Kickstarter merch is that it's going to be unique to Kickstarter. So, know, in 2 years from now, if you're rolling around with your Kickstarter hoodie, it's going to be something that was made just for this moment, really, in our process. Yeah.
That's cool, because sometimes like you're like, Kickstarter stuff is just like them trying to pawn off the stuff they're going to sell.
Right.
But it's cool. It's unique.
Right. Absolutely. It's, you know, it's not your $20 t-shirt you can buy anytime, but
lots of handwritten letters.
Every single,
lots of thank yous.
Oh yeah.
Every single level, you know, we've got this handwritten letter concept that, you know, is, you know, probably mostly Troy's going to be writing them. He's a big writer.
That's cool. And
I love to write. This is going to take me probably 2 years to get back to him.
That's fine, man.
No, I heard something about a brewing workshop. What's up with that one?
Yeah, Troy kind of came up with this.
So I think it would be fun for people that are interested in brewing and home brewing to have those guys come in and just kind of pick my brain and just kind of see how we do things and take them through the process. You know, some people will have a good understanding or will have some understanding of how to brew, and maybe they can learn something. Maybe I can learn something from them, and we'll just see the space and have a good time and talk about beer.
That sounds like fun. Just hanging back there with the tanks and
we could do it now, but there's nothing back there, and it'd probably be pretty boring.
Yeah. It gets crazy back there, man. Cool. Well, those sound like a good variety of options, some good things to cover, and I'm sure a lot of people will support you with that. And how much are you looking to get with this Kickstarter?
We're setting it up to get to 30K.
Okay.
You know, and a lot of that is going to go straight to equipment in the brewery.
Big old down payment.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the equipment's going to cost probably more than that.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Cool. How much does it cost to open a place like this, ballpark?
You know, in this particular space, we're shooting, you know, for 500K. But, you know, can you talk about the cost of just the equipment and, you know, for a brewery our size, sort of what a brewery can expect to pay for something?
From the research that I've done, I mean, and really the resources and people that we have on our side that are much more knowledgeable about this, I think that we can, you know, kind of scrap together a brewery if we had to for at least the brewing, you know, the production side or the brewing side of things for a couple $100,000. But it does get, steel is expensive, and it's definitely,
you get what you pay for too.
You do. Yeah. You do. You absolutely do. And I think you're seeing a lot of that right now with a lot of manufacturers kind of struggling to compete with the lower cost Chinese manufacturers that are dropping like skid mounted brew houses for like $50,000 and and it's, there you go, there's your brew house, and or even cheaper sometimes.
We're trying to steer clear from that approach though. You know, I mean, I think we're wanting to set this thing up legit and rip this thing, you know, from the get with the equipment that we need to know, you know, that we need to do what we're supposed to be producing, you know, I mean, and keep up with demand and so on and so forth, and not have issues with all the
quality
bullshit, you know, that's out there right now. But so, I mean, it's not scrapping together. Scrapping together a brew house is definitely obtainable, but you know, that's why this Kickstarter is happening, and that's why these whole funds are being you know, delegated to meet what we're going after, which is
right. And you guys want to, like, this is what you guys do. You don't want to have to fix stuff all the time. The beer is really the product that
absolutely,
it's the big deal. So you don't want to skimp on that.
Yeah, it's not the place to cut corners, and I completely understand now that we've been in this process for, you know, a couple of years, where it would be tempting to be like, I can get that for $80K or that one for $200.
Yeah, the cost up front is substantial, and if you don't have to eat up all your capital towards equipment and you have some operating capital, then that's, I don't know, I find that's what usually happens with people that are starting out. And I mean, it may happen to us, I don't know. I mean, with where we're at right now with raising funds, but
And that's why you're doing Kickstarter.
Right. That's part of it. But
That $50K will get you.
either way, we're opening a
houses.
brewery, regardless.
I mean, we're ahead of the horse in the sense that we have so many homies, man, that are in the industry on every level. You know, mechanical on the building out the brew house. So it's and we'll be in here, man, blood, sweat, and tears. You know, ripping every night. You know, doing a lot of the shit that a lot of people aren't able to do. So we'll be able to cut corners on that aspect, but as far as like the equipment and quality and stuff, I mean, we're gonna stick to nice cracker. But we're definitely going after what we know that we want, and
Right.
yeah. So.
And the Kickstarter price or the money you're getting from Kickstarter is only a small portion of what you guys need, but it's probably one of the more important portions because it shows support from people who are going to be in our community, coming here,
for sure,
being part of it, like
Absolutely.
the whole like vibe of the place.
Yeah.
And as you get more investors in here, they're going to want to see that. They're going to want, so people who are looking at this Kickstarter thing, every little bit helps. Even those $5 donations, it shows that people are really interested.
Yep.
They're going to be here. It shows future investors that these guys have the backing they need in the future.
Absolutely, for sure.
So that's what's cool about Kickstarter is beyond the amount of money you get. It's the support. From
The
those
support,
people.
for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, is there anything else you'd like to say to the people on Kickstarter that are getting ready to put their money down, or should they just do it right now?
Do it.
Do it.
Give us all your money that you
Get
can
your
afford to
card
give
out.
us.
I feel like I'm on like a pledge drive for NPR.
Right. No, I would just say this is, my God, Troy.
Man.
Excuse me. Sorry.
I would just say in advance, we do appreciate anything. And this is sort of a rare opportunity to be part of something from the very, very start. A lot of times throughout life, you'll stumble across a pretty cool place. Maybe that place becomes your favorite place, but you weren't there at the beginning.
Yeah.
And, it's a rare opportunity to be part of something at the beginning.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. I think this is going to be a lot of people's favorite place, man. It's certainly going to be mine, and I know these guys are, right along with me. So it's, once again, it's going to be, it's well worth kicking down some beans, man, and seeing where it goes. Support us and
I know those
Stoked
high-end
on it.
rewards are going to go fast, so
yeah. Oh, hopefully.
I'm just waiting.
Cool.
Cool. All right. Well, you heard the guys. They need money.
Right on.
That's it.
Yeah,
Actually,
that's that.
That's that. That's a wrap.
That's that.
That's that for the.
I need $5
Kickstarter.
so I can get home. Actually, money, guys.
I need money to pay my bills too. I'm about to start up a GoFundMe just for that.